Hey guys, Troy, Ray 5 Farm, first video of the year. Kind of give you a look at what we've got going. We're doing something different this year with the market as far as where we're going and as how we're growing some eggplant and some tomatoes. So I'm going to flip the camera here, give you a little look and let you see what we've got going. You can see the bags over there. These are our tomatoes. These are the first 200 of the 650 or so that's going in the ground. Well, actually not in the ground, but in grow bags. And the reason, over the last couple of years, we've had some little cool snaps, overwater, everything that you could possibly happen to a tomato has happened over the last couple of years. So we figured this right here, we can control soil temperature a little bit better this time of the year, and also the rain. So we'll kind of cut back on diseases hopefully, and we'll see how it goes. But there we got a row here, we've got almost a row there, and we've got 3 more rows we're just setting in on this weed plastic. Well, actually it's not a plastic, it's a weed barrier, but we've got it set in there. The wind's blowed it everywhere, but I can fold that up, mow on both sides, which I don't have to worry about tilling on it. I can just kind of take my little push mower and mow down both sides, keep the grass down. Because my ground's so sandy, as you can see. If I keep it tilled too much when we get a lot of rain, I lose a lot of dirt at the bottom of the garden because of the slope. So this will let my grass hold my ground together, and I can just fold the little weed barrier up, mow, and keep it nice and neat. We've got a couple of them in. This here is the first row of okra, and it is looking really nice. I mean, you can see here, it's hard to tell on a big picture, but you can see it's up a couple inches tall, so it's 35 days out maybe. We've got squash on this row with some zucchini down there toward the back, a little bit greener. We've got on this row here, we've got some round zucchini, which if y'all been to the market with us over the last couple of years, you'll know what I mean. They're just round zucchinis that make really good vegetable pizzas. And we've got some patty pan squash on this row also. And then we'll come over to this row here, and this is our first run of acorn squash. Well, we will do 2 of these every year. We'll do our butternut squash, our blue Hubbard, our buttercup, all the winter squashes. We'll do an early run and a late run, which will keep us some stuff to keep through the winter, actually into the fall anyway, to where we can have stuff to sell. But this is the first run of acorn here, up looking pretty good. And then over here is the first planting of cucumbers. They're up right now, starting to put on true leaves. They're only, I don't know, 10 days old, I guess. And that's a 300-foot row of pickling cucumbers and slicing cucumbers, which are the same cucumbers we've done for 3 years, which is a Deli Star and a Python, which is a really, really good cucumber. You'll hardly ever get a bitter one, and they're good and sweet, so they're looking good. More tomatoes here. You can see I've got a couple piles of plastic here that we just pulled up our early rows. I just hadn't got it picked up out of the garden yet. I've got it piled up. I just hadn't got it out. Hadn't had time. Trying to beat all this rain, getting all these tomatoes in. These here will be, let's see, on this row over there, we've got some celebrities and some Parks Whoppers. And this row here, we've got some Cherokee Purples and a couple more Parks Whoppers. I've got some Yellow Jubilees coming out. I've got Brandywines that hadn't made it out yet. Let's see. I've got the 602 that I've grown the last 2 or 3 years. That is a really, really good tomato. And some Camaros, which is another really good all determinate fresh market tomato. Good high acid content, just a really good tasting tomato. So this is the look on the top side. It's been too wet, but I've got a bunch of green beans I need to put in. I just hadn't been able to get them in because of the weather. But on the back, well, way over there, toward the pond, we've got our pepper garden. We've already got some small bells and some 1.5 inch long cayennes that are on over there. So they're doing pretty good. And I don't know if you can see way back there in the back, Way back there is the watermelon and winter squash garden. We've got watermelon already in and up 2 or 3 inches tall. We've got 900 more plants that will go on the ground after this set of rain's over. We've got about 100 or so blue Hubbard squash, which is, you know, the winter squash that, you know, kept humanity from starving to death for 1,000 years, I guess. We've got some butternuts and buttercups back there. We got 200 or 300 of each of those. So it's looking good. These are the way I keep my moisture tested in the garden. I've got a couple up here. I've got a couple in the back. I've got about a dozen more to put in. Which, you know, you can hook a little electrode up here, a little reader, and it gives you the actual moisture in the ground, which lets me, this is the first year I've used it, but it's so far it's been pretty good because it lets me know when I need to water, when I've got enough water. So it's we'll see how it works from the long run, but right now they're working pretty good, little watermark sensors, so they're doing good. First look at what we've got coming to Arkadelphia. I mean, I know it's a sad day not going to Hot Springs, but that market has grown to the point now to where they have plenty of vegetable vendors for the community, and that's, you know, what we're here for, is to provide good fresh vegetables for the community. Arkadelphia, you know, it's a little smaller community, of course, but there's less vegetable vendors, and, you know, we've also got Carthage. We do some stuff here real close to the house for the community here. You know, and that's why we started this thing originally years ago, was just to help the community out. So I think it would be better for the community and easier on us, you know, as far as, you know, how we do things, to get to Arkadelphia and just help the community out. So first look, and y'all stay tuned. We've got a lot more tomatoes going in, a lot more watermelons and some green beans and other things. So y'all keep in touch.